Welcome to the Rise Above Show with Patricia Joe Grover, where we rise above our challenges and turn believers into achievers. I just want to take a moment to thank our sponsors, 133 Approved Funding. They say yes when the bank says no. They've been able to help businesses keep their doors open through COVID and keep people employed. But for people who are in need and wanting to start a business, you can get funding through them. And also for people such as myself, for clients and for my guest today, for Thomas. Their company, 133 Approved Funding, has funding available for you to be able to get services from a provider, and it's similar to getting a student loan. So just wanted to put that out there, and if anybody has any questions, you can reach out to me and I can connect you. But let me tell you a little bit about my guest today. Thomas Canty, he is going to be a speaker in the financial dimension with us on the Rise Above Summit coming up, and his segment will air on Friday, July 9th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So look forward to that, and you're going to hear from him today. So let me tell you a little bit about him. Now, Thomas has been in the accounting profession for over 25 years and has seen many small businesses and solopreneur businesses succeed while others fail. It's made us want to look into the why both success and failures happen. Thomas began to investigate all aspects of the businesses, and he discovered there were some key components that needed to be constantly on the mend in the mind of the business owner. Over his career, Thomas has helped businesses improve their bottom line by doing a review of their revenue and expense streams, providing sound plans on how to increase revenue and adjust their expenditures, coming up with a solid game plan to help them to increase their current success or help them to turn their net loss into a net income. Oh, wow, Thomas, that's fantastic. And I'm sure there's plenty of people that are going to want to hear from you. Happy to have you with us.
Thank you, Patty. I'm pleasure to be here.
Wow. So, okay, let's get into some questions. How do you answer the "do I really need this" question before signing up for something, or after you've already signed up? And can you tell us like what kind of things that relates to?
Well, okay, for an example, you see a new software. It's got bells and whistles. It does this, it does that, and so people just sign up. And usually those type of deals have a multi-level that you have to purchase. Oh, you get this level if you pay this, then you pay more for another level, and you pay more for another level, and you end up paying far more than you really, really wanted to get the use of the software. And so when you're looking at something like a new software or a new computer system or anything like that, you really need to look at the big question of, how do I need this? Why do I need this? Am I going to be using this? Is it something that will help my clients? And a lot of times people go, oh, it's really great. I'll be able to do this, and this. And they buy it and they get frustrated with it because they start using it and it's not what they thought it was going to be or how it was going to be. And so they get all upset that they made this purchase, where they could have really looked at it in the beginning and looked at a couple key components. How much does it cost for the whole package, right? Is this a one-time set price, or do you have to pay for other levels to increase the usability of the program? Do you really need a computer that has all the bells and whistles to do video editing when you're doing bookkeeping, and stuff like that, where if you just take that step back and take a look at something, you really can decide whether it will be a benefit or it won't be a benefit. And a lot of times when things come across and it's like, oh, sign up now before the time runs out, usually if you don't have the time to be able to answer those simple questions, then really it is not for you at that time. Because you really need to take that break and that time to be able to understand, how is it going to impact me financially? How will it impact my customers? How much of a learning curve is it? And then the same goes with afterwards, right? Like, I signed up for a system where they say, oh yeah, join the mentors club, and it's $49 US a month to be a part of this mentors club. And I ended up with a new client where on Monday through Friday, the mentors club is on Wednesdays. I can't participate and haven't been able to participate for several weeks, but yet I'm paying $49 a month for the service that I'm not even using myself, and it hasn't been beneficial for my clients because I haven't been able to start using the program. And so I had to make a call and say, okay, yeah, no, that has to go for right now. Maybe it's great. Maybe I have really big, grandiose ideas of how it will work. But if I'm not using it, it's an expense that I don't need, that the money can be used elsewhere.
Yes, and many of us have those types of things, whether they're streaming things, subscriptions, or gym subscriptions, or things like that. When we're talking finances, oh my goodness, just think of all those things that we have if we did an audit of our own expenses that go out on a monthly basis.
Yeah. And how often have you used it? There's software that I brought years ago thinking, oh, it'll be great, I'll be able to do this with it. I haven't even opened it up and tried it yet. And I spent $400, $500, $600 for the software, and now it's years later, and that whole software platform is technically obsolete to what can be done today using other programs. So, right. Am I really going to use it? Like, there's the programs out there that I keep hearing about. Oh, you can do this, you can do that. It'll get rid of all this. But when you really look at it, it's like, okay, how much is it going to cost me?
Right.
And looking at not only the reviews that they list on the website, because those, are always going to be a positive review, but also looking at reviews in the back end by Googling it and saying, what are people's honest reviews of it? And you can learn a lot that way. And so there's these software that I paid probably thousands of dollars for over the period of number of years that I don't use.
And I'm sure every single one of us have something similar to that. Yeah, wonderful. Great tips there. So, Thomas, what are the three main things you should, as a business owner, consider when you're wanting to start a new revenue stream?
All right. First thing is, how much time do you need to invest in bringing this revenue stream online with yourself? Like, nobody else, but with yourself. And is it going to hamper your current client base? Like, are you spending far too much time thinking things out, creating new web landing pages, creating new emails, where your existing clients are going, you promised this for me a week ago and it hasn't happened yet? So do you have the skill set and the knowledge to do it yourself? And how will it impact your customer base that you currently have? Like, are you taking away from what's been paying your bills and putting your roof over your head to creating this new stream that you think, oh, it's going to make millions of dollars, right? With just right off the bat, right? Without any real launching and without customer base and without referrals and good reviews and all this kind of stuff. It's just going to make you all this big bucks. A lot of times people start on with doing like e-commerce through Amazon. You'll be an Amazon rep. Do your own affiliate program where you can buy from X company and they'll deliver it for you, but you've got to promote it and think, oh, I'm going to make millions and millions of bucks, but yet how much time are you investing in it? How is it impacting who you currently have? How is it impacting you financially? So, but looking at that aspect of it is, do you have the skills and qualifications to be able to do it yourself? If you answer no, how much is it going to cost you to get those skills and qualifications, people to help you do it? Is it something that a friend that you could buy them pizza and a beer, for their help getting something done? Or is it something you know you're going to have to spend some pretty big bucks, like getting a new logo, getting a website designed, doing all kinds of things? You have to factor that into it.
Right.
So the other big question is, how much is the expenditure outlay going to be to get this up and running?
Good point.
Right? How much is it going to cost you? So not only looking at it, do I have, getting into virtual reality, I had to buy a whole brand new computer because the current one I have wasn't working to be able to do it. And so I had to buy one with a better video card, with all this kind of stuff. I still play around in virtual reality. We still have clients that we help in virtual reality, but I'm not doing it as a big mainstay. So I spent $3,000 Canadian on a brand new computer that really isn't doing what I originally purchased it for, when the computer I'm talking to you on now really would suffice for what I'm doing.
Right.
Looking at not just that, how much time-wise, looking at how much cost outlay, for how much commission you have to pay. Like, for example, if you're doing e-commerce, to either the site or to the vendor, right? How much money do you have to pay out to them in comparison to what you're taking in, right? So if you've got a product that people look at and go, I don't need that, but you're still committed to buying, product from this vendor, you've got an outlay of expenses that aren't being offset by revenues coming in. And then the final thing is actually taking a look at whether the marketplace can really justify you starting that new revenue stream. Is it oversaturated? Is there so many people doing that there's no room for really you in there to take part and make a good portion of your revenue from it? But it's also looking at it in the sense of, what is your customer base? How do you market it? What imagery do you use? Are you going to, like, say, for example, you're hitting my age group 50, you're looking at people who have some technology background, who know how to operate a computer. If you're looking for somebody who's 60, 70, 80 years old, they may not know that. They may not even own a computer. They may not even own a cell phone to be able to look up your website and use your service. So it's trying to figure out what skills do you need and talents you need to get it done, and how much is it going to cost.
Great points. Great points, James. Wonderful. So now, with all those things, is it wrong for people to ask for help?
No. And that's the one thing that I had to learn the hard way, very beginning, is I think I can do this myself. I can figure all this out myself. And then you get frustrated. And then you look at your watch. It's like, oh crap, it's 12:30 in the morning. I need to be up at 5, And so those kind of things is going to hamper your success rather than grow your success. It is not wrong to reach out to somebody and say, hey, I need help with a landing page. Or can you read this over to see if the content and spelling and punctuation are correct before I send it out, in an email? What tone am I coming up with for this? Is it the correct tone, or is it the wrong tone? Looking at all those kind of aspects and going, I know somebody who can do copyright. I know somebody who can do websites. I know somebody who can do bookkeeping, because bookkeeping is not my forte. And my business partner will actually attest that she isn't a bookkeeper. That's where my job is, to looking at, okay, what are we putting out, right? And for that to be successful, sometimes you just need to say, can you help me with this?
Right.
And like I said earlier, the person may say, sure, no problem. And you buy them a pizza and a beer, right?
Right.
Or they may say, hey, put $50 onto my credit card for me and we'll call it even. Like I do with my partner. Occasionally there'll be things going, I'm frustrated, I can't figure out how to do the spreadsheet. It's making me upset. You'll say, okay, here you go, blah, 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 and it's done. And it's like, okay, put some money onto your credit card for
You need that was easy button. Yeah. And that's the thing. I found myself, Thomas, um, my mind never stops, and I'm always working with different entrepreneurs, with the show, with the summit, with the Bliss Retreat, with the anthology
Yeah,
book series. It's a never ending. I have a nice little cycle flow going, so there's always something going on. But the thing is, I need to be able to stay in my lane, and that's my lane. And working with clients one on one, with groups, it's all about, as the goal achievement strategist, helping people get from one place to another, and helping them to be able to live their lives to the fullest, and reach their own full potential. And it doesn't, not comparing themselves to other people. So that's where my focus needs to be. So I need to be able to have people, such as what you have with Hello VR Plus, so that I am able to keep my focus where it needs to be.
exactly.
Right. So what key piece of advice would you give a person who's been presented an opportunity and is feeling pressured to do it now, or not now, or later, or what would you do?
Well, for example, a lot of people who do network marketing, right? They will say, I've got this great opportunity. You want to take a look at it, And they say, oh, you got to get in now because it's going gangbusters. And I've sat back and watched friends of mine who have been in the network marketing business jump from one opportunity to another opportunity to another opportunity to another opportunity, because the original one wasn't a fit, or wasn't what they believed it to be, or they made money, but then they're finding it a struggle to get to the next level. So then the next shiny object comes. And so a lot of times I've had to step back from something and just say, look, if they're pressuring me to be in this now without providing me some basic information about how is this done. Like I was presented with an opportunity about investing. And they said, oh yeah, you just do this, and you'll get this much money back. You can reinvest and get this level, and then get this level and get this level. But they don't tell you that you have to buy cryptocurrency to be involved in the funding of your investment. And I'm looking at it and going, I am not buying cryptocurrency to be able to make money, knowing that it's going to be locked in. And when it finally does get cashed out, is it going to be in cryptocurrency? Is that currency going to be lower, or is it going to be higher? What's the risk involved with this? How sound is the company? How long have they been around? All those kind of things. If they're not able to really provide you that information in the sense of being upfront and honest in it, like, how they say, this is not a actual representation of what you could earn. This is what I have earned. And if you do the work that's necessary to get it done over a period of time, you could earn this. They're not willing to take a step back and say to you, this is what's going on. This is how much it costs to get involved. This is what you could expect. And giving you all those information to begin with, but no, you've got to sign up now. I say, don't do it. Right. Because I've had too many people say to me, hey, I've got a great business opportunity. And I look at it and I'm going, okay, I'm not a salesperson. I'm not willing to spend hundreds of dollars on product for myself each month just to be able to be an affiliate. I'm not willing to abide by the rules of putting the crypto in, letting it sit there, having it build up to certain levels when I may need the money now, right? So I look at that, and my biggest advice is, if they're not willing to give you the time to do your own investigation, or them to sit down with you and explain why they're in it, how they're in it, and how to do it, then I would say pass.
Right. And I would have to say, and add to that, Thomas, it doesn't matter. It's in every aspect of the world. There are so many people. There's what I do, the coaches and consultants, and all the different packages that and that are available to me, and people are even pushing on me, oh, to take your, to take your business to six figures, to do this, to do that. There's those bright shiny objects that get dangled in front of us, and the thing is, like you said, if you don't have the time to do what they're saying you're gonna have to do it, it may not be that time for you right then and there to do that. And if they're not willing to take the time and really explain to you, they just want to get you on one of those webinars that there are how many people on, and give you that opportunity. And if you don't take advantage of it right then and there, then you don't get the special pricing, and you don't get the this and that. Those are the things. But that's how things are marketed these days. So just again, like you said, have that whatever, and I don't know what you would call it, that you have like a checklist that you kind of go down through, and you probably have one of those created, kind of like, okay, check, it fits these, here's your pros and here's your cons to each thing. Would be beneficial.
But it also applies to joining a actually currently running business. I had a friend who was asked to come on board to a restaurant and be a partner in the restaurant. And so he said, oh yeah, great, I've got great ideas. So he gave his money to become a partner. They said, okay, here's the contract. You need to sign it. And they basically rushed him through it without allowing him to legally go through it with a lawyer. And he built the business up. His thought process, his entrepreneur skills, his people skills raised the business to a higher success. And he didn't know that in the contract, there was a clause stating that all they had to do was pay him out his original amount, and they could let him go as a partner.
Wow. Yep. So yeah, reading the contracts, take it to a lawyer, have them go over it with you, make sure that you have all, you're very well knowledgeable about what's going on in there. Definitely. Oh, such wonderful tips, Thomas. Now, can I ask you another question? Okay, I know that you are your partner, Shelley Deccan, and yourself have Hello VR Plus. And can you share with everyone like what you guys do from A to B, or A to Z, actually?
Well, that's the plus part of the VR. So essentially, Hello VR Plus stands for Hello Virtual Reality, plus everything else that can be done virtually or remotely, and in some cases in person, but with a remote connection to that person. Like you can meet with them, figure out what they want, and take away from the meeting and do some work, present it to them, and then, figure out if it's where it needs to be, or go back and do stuff. Where we have Shelley is an online business manager. I'm a full cycle bookkeeper. I look at doing reviews for people's financial situations and help make suggestions as to where they can trim some things without impeding their success in other things. Like if you cut off your long distance plan on your phone because you figure, okay, it's going to be cheaper to do one-off calls instead of paying for a line actually from Canada to the US, then, how does that impact your client base, right? And so looking at those kind of aspects, building up a presence online, making sure that your presence is fresh and updated and provides the user with I want to know more experience than, oh my God, I'm scrolling. So we do that. Plus we help people make plans. Like I was saying, and you were saying in my bio, is look at your app business, right? Figure out what you can do to help your business grow. What tools do we have to help your business grow? What background suggestions do we have, like financial, looking at your expenses, figuring out how to helping you understand your revenue streams, what your revenue streams comprise of compared to what your expenses are. And the list is endless for us. We're always looking to add new tools to our toolbox, but I like the concept of, hello, we're virtual reality and we're everything else.
Right. So I know, because I work with Shelley quite a bit, and she is my OBM. And with that, and you're actually building a new website for me.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just wanted to share that with the folks that, your agency and what Shelley is doing and what you guys are doing is bringing into the agency other people, to support entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, and small businesses to be able to be that back office. So us entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, and small businesses can stay in our own lanes and be able to have somebody come in through you guys as a social media manager, and doing some of the other pieces of what it takes, copywriters and all that stuff. So that's fantastic. I just wanted to share with everybody that. So wonderful. Thomas, so do you have any gifts for our viewers and listeners?
Yes, I'm offering a free 15-minute consultation with people to hear what they're thinking about, what they're wanting to do, and giving them some suggestions, and seeing if there's a connection with those suggestions to what they're looking for to do in the business, and then taking it from there. But it all starts with an initial, chat to see if there's a connection, if what we have to offer will be of benefit to them.
Wonderful. Thank
and I will
you.
provide the Calendly link for you so that you can share it with your viewers.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for that. And for anybody who'd like to find out more about me, you can go to patriciajogrover.com. And you can also text the word GOAL, GOAL, to 26786, and you'll have stuff come right into your inbox. I want to take just another quick minute again to thank our sponsor, 133 Approved Funding. Again, they say yes when the bank says no, and can help you get the services that you need to be able to move forward with your business. And I have a little video for us coming right up. Thanks again, Thomas.
Thank you, Patty. It was great being here.